right now Go charting is offer one of the most two powerful candlestick pattern, which are imbalance and cluster. On this screen, on the left side you see the imbalance, and on the right side you see normal cluster chart, and some people also called a footprint chart, right? As right now what is here on this chart, the left side of this candle, which denotes the seller's volume, these volumes are seller's volume and these volumes are buyer's volume, which is completely similar to this imbalance also, right? So what exactly we are seeing the differences here, that is these yellow color blocks. So these blocks are called imbalance. So what exactly these blocks are making these color differences with compared to footprint chart. So for that you need to understand the meaning of this imbalance. So what is the imbalance? So whenever the buyers punch their market order, which is 2 times, 3 times, 5 times, 10 times more than a seller's volume, at that time that particular price will become the imbalance. In the same way with the seller, whenever a seller punches their market order which is more than 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, so that's block or that price is created the imbalance. As I selected 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, so at what percentage that you need to select here? For that you need to go to the setting over here, select over here and come downside. As you can see, the imbalance percentage minimum 200%, that is 200% means double, that's 2 times than buyer's volume or 2 times than seller's volume. I have selected a 3 times, that is a 300%. Some people will go to select a 400% or a 4 times. I personally don't prefer 400 times, but 300 times will give a good results. As you can see here, at this price, right, at this price the imbalance has been created. Always remember that in this footprint chart we are not comparing ask versus bid at horizontal, we compare ask versus bid diagonal, right? So when you look at footprint or we compare like this diagonal, right? Here a 12k which is a more than a 3 times than 2.7, so that was it has created the volume of imbalance block, right? In the same way over here diagonal, so 1.1 which is almost sorry, the 21k is almost more than 300% or 3 times than 1.1, so that was it has created the imbalance block over here. At the same time the seller side, look at over here, again we compare like this, 1000, that is 1k which is more than a 3 times than of 200, right? Again here at the seller price 3.7 which is a more than a 3 times of 150, right? So what exactly the imbalance candles were denotes, that this is the very high volume trade has been happened with a market order, or this is where the buyers or sellers have their punch their orders with a very big volumes, and this is also sometimes we denote that this is the institutional players money, the big players money, okay? So this type of data you will not get in this footprint chart. You will get only the data at what price, how many trades has been traded. You will get those only volumes and these things, okay? So what are the plus point of using this imbalance chart and cluster chart? There are some other differences are also there, but when you see these types of imbalances are overlapping each other, these are called stack imbalance, okay? So this price creates a very huge support and resistance. If it is okay, if it is at buy side, then it's create a support. If it is at sell side, then it create a resistance, okay? So this type of a supply or demand, or the big players, or the where institutional has traded their trades and where exactly the institutional players have punched their orders. So these types of all data you will get in this chart, but you will get only the volumes over at this footprint chart or a cluster chart. So what are some other different uses of a cluster chart that you can see? As you can see these blocks, if you want some other data to be compared, if you have some other strategy which works far better than this volume, right now we are using this volume, the buy side volume and sell side volume. If you are looking something which you need some more data to be fetched and printed on this chart, if you are looking such data, then those all data will come footprint chart, not in this imbalance chart. The imbalance chart only show you that volumes, right, per block. So how to change those or those data, or how to get those data? For that you need to go to the settings and you just need to come downside. That it also asks you that how many columns are of the data you need to fetch, the double or single. When you select the single, one of the most famous data fetching cluster or blocks, which is a bid versus ask. When you select this, you will get the complete data about how many bid or how many ask quantity has been punched over this candlestick pattern on particular price. So this type of details you will not get in imbalance, right? And when you go to select the double sided column, so you need to select at on sell side what you need to fetch the data, what type of data you need to fetch, and for the right side what type of data you need to fetch. So it will going to fetch and display on this chart. So let's go to the left side of data, then what exactly you are looking for. If you don't want the buyers or sellers, if you don't want the sellers volume, then you can see how many sell trade has been happened, how many sellers in terms of a percentage. So again in the sellers volume percentage, we previously seen that these are the volumes which is a present which has been traded on this particular price. Okay, you will also get this volume percentage. If you don't want this volume and sorry, if you don't want all this sell and trades, then you can go with the data. You will at the left side you can choose the delta trades, at the right side you can choose the delta percentage or a delta, whichever you are looking for. It's up to you that what strategy you are using, how exactly your entries and criteria, it's depend on you that what exactly data you are going to fetch for your strategies, right? So these kind of data you are going to fetch on this cluster chart or a footprint chart, but you are not going to fetch on this imbalance chart. Imbalance chart will going to show you the only buyers volume versus sellers volume with imbalance blocks, right? Imbalance blocks. So these are the main difference between these imbalance chart and cluster chart. So I personally prefer imbalance chart because it shows exactly where the big players are sitting, the institutionals are trading, at what price the institutional traders are trading, and do you really have a very good buying volume over here, either the price is pushing upside for further more. So these kinds of data we will get in this imbalance chart, not in the foot chart. So if you have some strategy which is related to ask versus bid, this is one of the oldest strategy in this footprint chart. So again it's dependent on you that which strategy you are using, right? So these are the differences between these two candlestick pattern. Use accordingly, depends on your strategy. So this is a short introductions about these two candlestick pattern, and if you are looking something which is very more informative and how to use all this candlestick pattern, and stay tuned this channel, and let's see you in this next video. Thank you.